Hello all, no respawns, hope you're doing well. So this is my review of the Sanctuary Hills Overhaul Mod. This is on PS4, but this mod is available on all platforms. Now this is quite a popular mod, I'll admit, but it's one of those ones that a lot of us probably haven't had a chance to look at. I know I hadn't, because you kind of, well you can, but you kind of really do need to have a fresh save to actually have a look-see at it. So as you see right here, I've just kind of walked across the bridge. And overall, just kind of give my first thoughts on this mod. It looks very crisp. As you can see, this is obviously made on PC and then exported to PS4, Xbox, and PC, respectively. And it's a very, very crisp and tidy mod, obviously using elements that we don't have on PS4 right now, and using techniques that we just don't have available. Now, it's very similar to how I build in a lot of ways, because if you don't have the eye for it, you might not notice. But as for example, I'm looking at it now. There's lots of intentional texture clipping, but it's not an issue at all because of the fact that it blends. I'm going to go in front here now, and then you can see the front of that guard tower actually poking through the front. But it works so well because everything else is so crisply put together. Now, I would say that, because I really like these towers, I would say they weren't necessarily as exciting. So you can see a bit of clipping there in the ceiling. But I really like the design because they feel so sturdy just getting in them. Like, they feel like they're just immovable and very, very secure. But it's quite straightforward, kind of utilitarian. It's a really cool build, actually, because it's not very flashy in terms of the minute details in a lot of ways, but everything is put together really, really well, and the buildings themselves are really imaginative, and it just, for me, this feels more like a Bethesda-made structure than maybe Minor. Oh, by the way, so what they've done right here is they've actually redesigned the workshop house as well, and kind of shifted everything around a tad, which is pretty cool, and something I wouldn't even thought of doing. But yeah, no, it feels like, I'm not saying it's better than my settlements. I think the problem is I'm getting, and I had this same thing when I saw, watched Evil Viking 13's video, was the fact is it's very, very weird seeing someone build to a high standard and explore it yourself. Because after I've built my settlements, I kind of look at them and go, oh, you know, I remember making that, so I don't have that detached, kind of observation. So it's quite weird. Anyway, this looks really cool. There is that. You see that tree in the center right there. It's because there are two trees there. I don't know why. For whatever reason, I know you can use the scrapping mod to delete them. I didn't do it in this because I wanted to show you that that was there originally. I don't know why. I know that's two trees because I tried once glitching in a growing tree over the dead tree, and it just didn't. It did exactly what it did there, which just makes it like you're going cross-eyed. So they've obviously gone for quite a theme using airplane pieces. I've just noticed that a lot of my videos are airplane piece related, so no more airplane pieces for a while, I think, just to kind of, you know, get the fuck away from them for a little bit. But basically, as you can see, they've kind of surrounded it, the entirety, in these kind of pieces of the airplane. Again, you can see where the texture clips quite a bit as well. I make a point of I pre-recorded this, then I'm kind of doing the commentary over the top, but I've made a point of highlighting the instances where I've noticed texture clipping and things like that, because I want you guys to, I don't want to give you a whitewashed look-see in what the settlement actually looks like. Because this is perfect for a new save, but I don't want you to think basically, I think it's an absolutely perfect, one of the best settlements I've ever seen on the mods page. But at the same time, there are some errors which I think are completely acceptable, that I feel it's just important for you to know they're there, if you know what I mean. Like, for example, that tree over that staircase right there. There are a few instances like that. Especially with the elevator leading to they've got like a treehouse thing. One of the reasons why I always avoid the treehouse, making a treehouse, because it just doesn't fucking work. But I love these buildings. They look so weird. So what they've gone and done here, as you can see, it's made by the prefab hangar pieces to an extent, but that it's kind of flipped and upside down. It's just made, they've been very imaginative with how they've put these buildings together. Also, you see here, and this is where I get a little bit jelly of PC users especially, because they've got access to so much different stuff, he's able to cover up gaps which I wouldn't normally be able to cover up by basically effectively just nailing corrugated steel together, which is a really, really cool look. And it doesn't look bad in any way, shape or form. Like, I kind of make a point of kind of looking at the walls, and if you ever download this, which I highly recommend you do, have a look at the walls of the inside the buildings especially. God, that gives me cross eyes. That makes my eyes go, but have a look, because they've just made them look really patched up. I really like them. This is me crouching, thinking I'm gonna... You can go straight through this tree, so it's fine. Worth noting, this elevator here suffers from... Not the suffers, but has the same thing as the Finch Farm and Grey Garden elevator mods, whereas if you activate the mod for the first time when you're inside the settlement, the elevators won't work. So what you need to do is kind of save. In this instance, I was near, there's a little like a wee beach house, like forest house thing, kind of just across the pond, that's just further enough so the settlement hadn't kind of spawned. And then I reloaded from there, and then just walked over to the settlement, and it allowed the game to do its little techno wizardry, magic, sorcery bullshit, and then the elevator works, so it's all grand. Treehouse looks cool, but I fucking hate those branches cutting through. This I like quite a bit as well. This was me deciding, so we're going to go on this way. Really jelly of this workshop, might totally try and steal, inspired by this a little bit. It's a very, very cool technique. I don't know what those things are at all. I don't like them. I think, well, they're shelves, obviously. I don't like those shelves, just putting out there. This is obviously meant to be, because as I see here, this save I've done is what I did as early today. I just quickly started a new game just so I could show you Sanctuary with this mod right at the start. So this is effectively the workshop from the workshop house moved over here, and it looks really, really well. Also, what they've gone and done is they have boarded up the walls of these houses to some extent, which is pretty cool. And also they've added doors as well, so that's pretty grand on every one of the houses within the main settlement area, which is pretty cushy. Took me a while to figure out how to get these stupid steps. You can obviously, you've got the scrapping mod. You can enable the scrapping mod, so you can, for example, tidy up and make these staircases a little bit easier for them to actually get to the locations you want to. But I decided to leave all the junk there. Now, there is a little bit of texture kind of glitching here. One thing I've noticed that happens with PC mods, it's not, I wouldn't describe it as, it's unintentional. I think because of the fact that you don't have the limitations that you have on PS4, where I couldn't do something like that, and it would be very readily apparent very quickly, because I'd have to really kind of like forcefully glitch. Love this, by the way, very cool look. So I've noticed that PC users do unintentionally get that happen, where they'll have texture glitches, because it's so easy for them to do something like that. They maybe don't look over it in the same way as I potentially would as a PS4 user. There's also weird bullshit like this. I don't know why I did that. I demonstrated that, but you can actually, he's basically put a railing right in front of the staircase. And so there are only a couple of texture glitches, like most of them, as you can see up here, is fine. I think the only places where I saw kind of like see, look at these walls, by the way. I love how trashy they look. They're brilliant. The only places I've seen kind of bugs which bothered me was that tree inside that house before, with the flashing floors where the floors are just meshed together in a really weird way, and also in a wee bit where when you get to that little staircase being blocked by that thing, but you can easily remove it. As I said, this is a fantastic mod. I will never use it because I like, obviously, designing Sanctuary from the ground up, and fuck off, I like my Sanctuary, even if it isn't as, you know, ooge as this one. God, it is ooge though, isn't it? Oof. I really like the way they've spaced out their structures. I think for me, in essence, more than actually the design of them. Because I look at the design and think, okay, I could probably do something like that. But I really respect and just appreciate how they've... the mod is called Undenier. I think, yeah, Undenier, the name. How Undenier has actually spaced out the structures. Obviously, they have used the pre-existing structures and then just built atop of them, but there's an amazing use of space in this settlement that I just really think, I hope people appreciate. I would even go so far as the choice of space just demonstrates a kind of really solid understanding of space, and also just kind of good taste. Also, I think this is meant to be a drawbridge, but I didn't see a switch, so I'm just guessing that's an affectation, but maybe on PC it actually works, I'm not too sure. I also didn't test. I'm pretty sure these guard towers do in fact work. I also absolutely love these just walkways, by the way. I do love them. They look grand. I'm a bit jelly. So much stuff. Just so good. It's really cool. This is one of the most popular mods for settlements on the are currently on the Bethesda mod page. So I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it, but I wanted you to just give you a kind of really detailed tour. I'm really impressed by this. It's damn. But at the same time, there are a few bits that I think maybe could be tidied. But I think what they've tried to gone and do is just make it a blank canvas. I think I just appreciate this a lot because it just reminds me of the way I build, where they basically looked at the big picture, and there are kind of like graphical glitches a little bit, like see where where they buried the guard posts in, but and the way I look at it as well, they're acceptable. It's about the big picture and drawing your eye to certain set pieces rather than necessarily being completely crisp and tidy. But fuck me, some of these buildings are cool. I really want these metal supports though that they've been using. They've been using them a lot throughout the area. Those kind of giant steel beams. I likes the steel beams. They're pretty cool, especially the walkways they come with as well. Anyway, I hope you guys liked that. Just my kind of like quick tour of the Sanctuary Hills Overhaul mod. As I said, it's on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I'll have a new build up soon. It won't be anything using plain pieces because I just want to, try something else. And you guys enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you lovely people soon. You take care.